In a realm far from modernity, he found himself reincarnated into a fantasy world that seemed to lag behind Earth. In terms of civilization, as he opened his eyes, he noticed a serene ambience with candles illuminating the room, replacing the familiar LED bulbs of his previous life. The simplicity of this setting indicated that he had been born into a rather modest household. For a former orphan without a place to call home, it was a remarkably decent environment to begin his new life. Another reason that hinted at his birth into a privileged family was the breathtaking beauty of his birth mother, whose gaze met his with love and affection. Observing this, he couldn't help but feel fortunate, as it appeared that his future love life would be free from complications. 3 years passed, and he finally got a glimpse of the world outside his cradle. Looking out through the window for the very first time, it was truly otherworldly. He was mesmerized by the vastness of the landscape that stretched out before his young eyes. Despite his tender age, the magnitude of the world he beheld was awe-inspiring. However, his brief adventure was abruptly interrupted, as the nanny caught sight of his escapade. Acting swiftly, she scooped him up into her arms, her voice filled with worry. She told him that it was dangerous, and the Grand Duke would be angry if he come to know about this. It was then that he learned of his family's prominence. Within the kingdom they belonged to the esteemed Grand Duchy, a well-known entity throughout the realm. As the son of the Grand Duke Dragonia in the kingdom of Lionheart, he held the title of a duke himself. As the years passed, he grew older, reaching the age of 8. During this time, he immersed himself in the study of swordsmanship, aspiring to become a knight in the kingdom. His ambition was that of a fantasy knight. Envisioning a future filled with remarkable feats, he wondered if he would possess the ability to harness sword, kai, and aura under the tutelage of his master, Sir Gothic, a holy knight dispatched from the palace. His training began. Sir Gothic's presence commanded respect and admiration. Sir Gothic looked at him and greeted him as Leon, expressing satisfaction at the opportunity to teach him. Leon's mind buzzed with curiosity and wonder as he considered the significance of having a holy knight as his mentor. He expressed his gratitude, entrusting himself to the guidance and care of his esteemed instructor. At the age of 14 years, amidst the rigorous training, there were moments that tested his resolve. One particular occasion involved the arduous task of hauling a massive boulder tied with ropes as he strained under the weight. Frustration and exhaustion filled his thoughts. He couldn't help but question the methods employed by Sir Gothic. Feeling that the intensity bordered on what he considered to be child abuse, Sir Gothic urged him to push further, commanding him to complete one more lap in their training. He continued his arduous journey and realized that a holy knight was not merely a noble figure, but a monster concealed beneath the human skin. The path to becoming a holy knight was incredibly challenging, demanding immense dedication and skill. You learn that qualifying to become a holy knight required not only rigorous quests and training, but also a demonstration of experience, honor, and the ability to be chosen by the Holy Grail and consume its holy water. Additionally, as the son of Dragonia, his lineage dictated that he must also acquire extensive knowledge and skills necessary to become the successor of the Grand Duke. Thus he faced the daunting task of balancing lessons on becoming a future Grand Duke alongside his training to become a holy knight. Feeling the weight of these responsibilities, he found himself yearning for salvation and wished for a god to save him, even though he held no particular faith or belief in any religion. At the age of 16, Leon walked through the rain, his gaze determined and focused. He had been roaming and searching for a way to be acknowledged by the gods and fulfill his dream of becoming a holy knight. He believed that accepting his quest and venturing across the world would lead him to that ultimate recognition. The concept of gaining the goddess's acknowledgement intrigued him, although he found it somewhat impossible. The notion of accumulating fame and performing good deeds to attract her attention seemed far-fetched, but he remained resolute in his pursuit. His thoughts were abruptly interrupted by the sight of a burning village. The sound of desperate pleas for help and the chaos of ORC attacks filled the air. Amidst the turmoil, a warrior called out to a certain Sir Gildas, expressing the overwhelming odds they faced against the ORC horde. Desperation edged across his face. Sir Gildas called upon the goddess, imploring her to watch over them in their dire hour. Witnessing this scene, Leon's determination solidified. He realized that numerous opportunities awaited him to wield his sword and make a difference, which had been a cause for concern within him.
With a surge of righteous fury, Leon directed his voice toward the invading orcs, condemning their audacity. He despised their intrusion into the kingdom's territory, their presence defiling the sanctity of its lands. In a swift and decisive strike, he vanquished one of the orcs, swiftly ending its life. As the battle raged on, Leon's realized that the kingdom had too many enemies. At the age of 20, Leon had a life-changing encounter. He met the goddess, Ariana, who addressed him by his full name, acknowledging his lineage as the son of Wulfric Dragonia. In her divine presence, Leon could not deny the reality of her existence. Ariana, the goddess, bestowed upon him a quest that would test his honor and faith. Overwhelmed by the momentous occasion, Leon humbly accepted her orders, bowing before her. With this encounter, his unwavering dedication and years of hard work finally bore fruit, as he ascended to become a holy knight. After that, he slayed and slayed. He slayed orcs, tore apart goblins, and slashed away the evil cult. Eventually, he became a war knight of the kingdom, giving him authority to gather other knights. He massacred 700,000 orcs, including women and children. He felt refreshed after exterminating these green creatures. At the age of 35, a great tragedy struck the renowned living saint and demigod, Arjun Majesty Lionheart. He fell in battle against the archdemon summoned by the Empire. With the relentless onslaught of orcs and now rampaging demons, the chaos served as a reminder of why humanity needed to believe in gods and live faithfully. Amidst the turmoil, the Empire's magicians added further complications. However, amidst the upheaval, a critical decision needed to be made. A new holy knight had to be elected to succeed the fallen King Lionheart, a figure who met his demise with honor. In the midst of this chaos, the goddess herself descended upon them, selecting Leon as the chosen one. Addressing him as Holy Knight Leon Dragonia, the goddess Ariana declared him her faithful knight and charged him with the role of becoming a symbol of honor and faith. In humble obedience, Leon bowed before Ariana, affirming his commitment to her command. Assuming the position of honor and bearing the weight of responsibility, Leon understood that he could not let down the kingdom's citizens or the knights who followed him. He transplanted the sacred treasure, the lion heart, bestowed upon him by the goddess, and made a solemn vow to protect the Holy Grail. Through these divine connections, he ascended to the esteemed positions of Grand Duke Dragonia and the King of the Lionheart Kingdom, shouldering the mantle of leadership and safeguarding the realm. At the age of 80 years, numerous significant events unfolded. 3 major wars erupted with the relentless orc forces, each one posing a formidable threat to the kingdom. Additionally, an unusual hunchback goblin evolved into an archdemon, adding to the already chaotic landscape. The Empire, with its questionable actions, continued to create further complications, exacerbating the already tense situation. A concerned knight approached Leon, delivering a report. The knight informed him of the Empire's school of dark magicians once again engaging in enforced experimentation. The Empire's affiliation with the Northern cult, an act deemed bastardly, fueled Leon's anger. How dare they attempt to distance themselves from the divine order? In his eyes, they were foolish divine separatist bastards. Responding swiftly to the news, Leon issued a command to gather the knights. At the age of 96 years, the Empire had finally crossed the line. The Emperor, driven by desperation, resorted to a heinous act. Uttering incomprehensible words, he made a plea, offering 3 million lives as sacrifices in exchange for his request. The Emperor, who once claimed he did not wish to die, crossed a line of no return and committed suicide along with 3 million citizens from the capital and unleashed chaos, summoning the Lord of Chaos within the city's walls. In the face of this unimaginable catastrophe, Leon rallied his knights. With resolve in his heart, he stepped forward, grasping the holy sword that still bore traces of orc grease from battles fought just the previous year. Determined to bring justice and restore order, Leon issued a commanding order to his loyal knights to follow him to the Empire. At the age of 121 years, Leon devoted his utmost efforts to protect the world from destruction. But he could not stop it from being destroyed. Despite his valiant attempts to defeat the forces of evil with the full extent of holiness present on the continent, he found himself unable to halt their relentless advance. Seated on his knees, Leon was approached by Sir Aaron, a knight who addressed him respectfully. Leon acknowledged the fallen knight's honor. He told Sir Aaron to be proud of his father as he had died with honor and had joined the feast of the gods. Addressing his troops, Leon implored them to look ahead, listening to the sounds of villains echoing across the land. The ones who had stolen their brothers, taken away their loved ones, and sought to violate everything they held dear. He called for everlasting rage, directing their anger towards those foolishly deceived by the illusion of victory.